What's going on, guys? Chris Rudnick here, and today we're going to be doing a different video today. I've never really tried this, but this is my second drone right here. This is actually the first time I flew it, and I really haven't been making much videos with it because I don't know really how to tie it in, but I feel like this is a really good video to tie it into. Today we're going to talk about how many cars I've owned. I've gotten asked that question so many times, and today you guys are going to really know how many cars, and honestly, I've owned way too many cars for a 19-year-old kid. But let's get right down to business. So my first car I've owned was a 1997 Jetta, Volkswagen Jetta, and let me tell you, that thing was a piece of junk. I picked it up for $200. Me and Orion went to go get it, and 2 days later it blew up. The second car I had was a 1997 Honda Civic, and that thing was mint. I had that for maybe like 5 months until I crashed into a tree because I thought I was Ken Block. And then after that we had a Geo Prism. I think that was a 97 as well, and I was born in 97, so I've had all these 97s, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, I had a Geo Prism. That thing was a hoopty. I made money on it, but it was a hoopty. I bought it for $400, but it never left me stranded. It always had to do what I had to do, got me to point A to point B, and then a drunk driver hit me and I didn't want it anymore, so I got rid of that. And my fourth car was the E30. If you guys are OG Haggard members, and you're going to remember the E30 from Haggard Garage. And that thing was fun, but let me tell you, that was the most unreliable thing I have ever owned in my life. Complete garbage, but definitely a fun car to drive. So the fifth car I had was my Miata that I've never gotten rid of. I've had so many more cars after that, and people get so mad at me for buying and selling cars, but I've never sold that Miata. I never plan on selling it. I just love it way too much. So after that we had the Ricer Civic, and that was a Civic Coupe, and I believe it was a 1993. That was the purple one, and I bought that for $800. I actually lost on that one. I actually traded it for wheels because head gasket actually ended up going, and I'm an idiot, so I kept on driving it and driving it and driving it, and then sooner or later piston seized and no more cranking for that car. And after that I bought a BMW 5 Series. Don't really know too much about it, just because I owned it for maybe 3 days. Me and Orion and everyone went to go do a burn down in the woods, and then tranny blew, so I ended up trading that for my next car, which was the Camry, which the Camry is mint, and a lot of people are waiting on that build, and don't worry, it will be coming. I'm not getting rid of it. It's just I have a lot of other things going on right now. I got a lot on my plate. That's really not the first thing I have in mind right now. After the Camry, I had the Acura, which actually was the one that caught on fire in the forest with me and Will. We don't have to talk about that. You guys already know much about that because people post it and people are disrespectful and they don't care. So I guess I don't care either. After that, we got the Jetta VR6, and yes, it was a 24 valve, and let me tell you, I miss that car so much. I wish I never got rid of it. I bought it for $500. Literally $500. It was running and driving. It was sick. It was pretty quick, and I miss it, and to this day I do regret selling it. And after that we had the Subaru Forester. I was so stoked on this car. Like, I was excited. Like, I got a nice daily. I wasn't gonna mess with it or anything. And like I say, I'm not gonna mess with a lot of cars, but when I say I wasn't gonna mess with this, I really meant I wasn't gonna mess with it. Like, winter was coming and I just needed something to drive during the winter. Sadly, it blew up twice when I owned it, and actually, coming up on this video, these were just some random people, and we decided to fly the drone near them. But anyways, yeah, that blew up 2 or 3 times, and we just got rid of it for scrap because, yeah. So after that, I got the RV, and the RV was a really big mistake. I had high hopes for that, but after doing the demoing in the RV, the taillights got messed up. Everything electrical got messed up in that RV, so we really couldn't do much about that. So that's just sitting in John's backyard. But after that, you guys don't know about this. Some of them you actually won't know because, like I said, I do buy it and sell cars sometimes off of camera just because there's no need to show them. But after that, we got the Nissan Maxima, and I forgot what year that was. I think it was a 99. But I practically got that for like really cheap, and I sold it for a decent amount, but it was a nice car. After that, we got the Chevy Blazer, and that's another car that I do regret getting rid of. I bought it for $500. All the thing needed was a starter. Threw a starter in it, and that thing ran like a champ. Only had 70,000 miles, but I did sell it. But after that, we got the Subaru Legacy. I got a really good deal on that too, and I made my money back on that. We had our fun. We drifted, we broke it, we straight piped it. We did everything stupid to it, and it was just a piece of junk, and I'm glad I got rid of it. Made my money's worth, and that was that. After that car, I had a Kia Sophia. I bought it for close to dirt, and then I fixed it up. I put an axle in it. I put a battery in it. The kid that bought it off me wanted subs in it, so I put subs in it and everything. So I made this thing like drivable, put brakes on it, did an oil change, and I ended up getting good money for that one. And after that, we actually had the OG Miata. That was Orion's first Miata. And I don't even know how I came across that. Just one day we were hanging out at Devin's dad's range. He's like, dude, look at this Miata. I'm like, dude, let's go pick it up. Like, whatever. And that's how I got my hardtop that's on my new Miata right now. And I took the BC coils out of it before I sold it to Orion and actually sold them to another kid. So I actually made more money than what I paid for the car, and I got a free hardtop out of it. So after that, I got the Ford Ranger, and I was so excited for this thing. I had high hopes once again. Wasn't going to mess with it, just was going to daily. Every time I'm not going to mess with anything, and I'm just going to daily it, they always turn into garbage, so maybe I should just mess with everything. But yeah, you guys already know about that. Junk. I sold it for $250, so sadly I did lose on that. So after that, we got the SC300, and I bought that for $700. Flipped it for $1,200 and a NOS kit. Really just didn't really want it. It was automatic. If it was standard, I would have kept it. Yes, it had a 2J in it, and yes, it was turboed and everything. But it was auto. I wasn't really into it. So I just flipped it fast before I really made too many videos on it. After that, I don't know if you guys consider this a car, but it was the Honda Ruckus, and that thing was a blast. I picked it up for $1,500, but I did end up trading David for the NB Miata. I gave him $1,000 and the Ruckus for the NB Miata. So technically for the NB Miata I paid $2,500, and I drove that around. I loved it. It was fun. We lowered it a little more. We put my wheels on it. I went to Rhode Island. Everything was fine and dandy. But then I ended up selling it because I got the 240. I ended up selling it for $2,800. So I didn't make much of a profit, but for the fun I had in the car and the time I had the car, it was very fun, and I don't regret anything about it. And after that was the WRX, and people got so mad about the WRX, and I understand why you guys got mad, but you have to hear me out on this. Everyone doesn't know that. Everyone doesn't know my side of the story. The reason why I got rid of that WRX was kind of like my first Miata, that story. The guy was just dicking around with the title. He wasn't giving it to us and everything, so I couldn't register it. I couldn't do anything with it, so I had to get rid of it. Jamie knew what he was getting himself into. I told him everything, so he gave me my money back and the S13, so I got the S13 for practically free. But anyways, after the WRX, I got the 240 S14, and a lot of people are asking about that too. And yes, the SR is in. We just need someone that knows wiring to come look at it, because we're not getting any spark. We think it's like the cam angle sensor, because that can make it not get spark or anything. But we really don't know what the true problem is, and we'd rather have a professional come look at it instead of us just keep tweaking and maybe messing something up. After that, we got the Cressida, and I don't know if you guys count this as a car because it is just a roller, and you guys don't know much about that, and I really don't want you to know much about that, so we're just going to leave it at that. And after the Cressida, I got the Honda Grom. Honda Grom is sick. I know you guys have been waiting for the videos. I've been practicing my wheelie so I can show you guys some sick footage, but until I get those wheelies down, man, I guess we're just going to keep that underground. And no, I didn't get rid of it. It's actually sitting in my garage right below me. And after the Honda Grom, I did get the S13. A lot of people were mad about that, and they were even more mad when I got rid of it, but the thing leaked so much oil, and don't get me wrong, it was fun to drive around, but I'd much rather have the Miata, which is my last car that I have owned to this day, which is sitting outside my house. It's a 91 Miata. It's red, it's gay, it's ignorant, but I like driving it. I like driving Miatas just because I know so much about them. I don't really have to worry about them breaking down because like I know like what like goes wrong with them. So there you have it, guys. 26 cars I've owned for 19 years old, just buying and selling cars for fun. But people say it is illegal, but it's really not. If you register them, you drive them for a while. It's not like I'm buying like bulks and bulks and bulks of cars. I'm literally just buying a car here, driving around for maybe a month, and being like, hey, I don't like this anymore. I want to get rid of it and buy a new car. It's not like I'm making ridiculous like $10,000 profits or anything. I'm not doing that whatsoever. So yeah, if you guys like these kind of videos, definitely give this a thumbs up, and definitely let me know down in the comments what you guys think of this video, because it was definitely new for me, new for you guys, and I do like just throwing random content, like not like random, but like different content here and there, just to get your guys' feedback. So let me know, and don't forget to subscribe, and make sure you give this video a thumbs up.